Dangin Nira, akor anin uframevna, eb huk tehetevna, eb alegritadya, or eb dume hadya. Lesson 17. Indefinites, universals, and negatives. It's now time to learn the rest of the correlative prefixes. First up is wed, which can be thought of as some. These correlatives indicate a lack of complete knowledge about something. Going through the suffixes we know, wedma would be something, wedsta, someone, wedmin, some, wednebin, someone's, wedlu, in some way, wedlel, somewhere, wedlorm, sometime, and wedriv, for some reason. For example, wedma betek wedsterglaske, or wedriv wedmin hufin suma, wedlorm toldetek wednebinu nange, would mean, something gave someone a cookie, and for some reason, some short woman struck someone's baby at some time. Next is vu, any. Vuma would be anything. Vusta, anyone. Vumin, any. Vunebin, anyone's. Vuldu, in any way. Vulel, anywhere. Vulorm, any time, and vuriv, for any reason. For example, rovnen spana murnejuk vuldu ragahin, natul vusta winurnejuk mapatoi vume absit ka, would mean, if the bird were in any way slow, then anyone would be able to throw anything at it. Notice how since the bird is not the recipient, but the target of the thing thrown, then absit, followed by the pronoun in the nominative, is used instead of the dative case. Next is glo, all or every. Gloma, everything. Glosta, everyone. Glomin, every. Glonebin, everyone's. Gloldu, in every way. Glolel, everywhere. Glolorm, always, at every time. And gloriv, for every reason. For example, gloriv glosta glolorm valok glome, would mean, for every reason, everyone is always loving everything. Next is deg, no. Degma, nothing. Degsta, no one. Degmin, no. Degnebin, no one's. Degldu, in no way. Deglel, nowhere. Deglorm, never. And degriv, for no reason. Dangin Nira, like English, does not allow double negatives. So for example, degsta chdonoak ekrevume would mean, no one is allowed to eat anything. Finally, there is stro, another. Stroma, another thing. Strosta, another person. Stromin, another. Stronebin, another person's. Stroldu, in another way. Strolel, at another place. Strolorm, at another time. And strori, for another reason. Stro can also be tacked on in front of other correlatives to give the meaning else. For example, stroglosta, everyone else. Strowedma, something else. Strovunebin, anyone else's. And strodeglorm, at no other time. This may seem complicated, but it's actually a fairly simple and regular way to do things. Instead of memorizing a new word for each of these concepts, you only need to learn a few prefixes and a few suffixes. To help learn them, it may help to create a table, with the prefixes on one axis and the suffixes on another, writing out all the different combinations. But if you do so, Save room on your suffix axis, for there are more to come in upcoming lessons. One preposition that has been neglected so far is ispi, for. You may remember it from El Donisco Gispi Ma. You now know that this literally means, how's it doing for you? This preposition doesn't really see much use. The main use of for in English is covered by the dative case in Dangin Nira. For example, Dukletes merg epsirie would mean, I bought flowers for you. However, the occasion for which the flowers were bought would take ispi. For example, if we define Lonoinfolma as birthday, then Dukletes merg epsirie ispi min Lonoinfolma would be, I bought you flowers for your birthday. As a general rule of thumb, the dative is used for people, recipients, while ispi is used for events or reasons. It can also be used when you're not doing something to someone, but in their name. For example, Toldolisnen irme ispi sin nasma would mean, I will hit the ball for my mother. This would probably make the most sense in the context of a son winning a baseball game for his mom. Contrast this with Toldolissiglu nasmergnen irme, I hit the ball to my mother, that is, for her to catch. Toldolisnen irme sinuv nasmev, I hit the ball with my mother. And Toldolisnen irme apsit sin nasma, I hit the ball at my mother. Ispi is mainly used in idioms, which you'll learn about more later on. Another heretofore unmentioned aspect of prepositions is how to denote movement toward or away from something. Up till now we've discussed into, onto, off of, out of, and to or from a specific location, but we have not discussed general directions. To do that, we use the words Sitror and Zulror. Sitror means towards, and Zulror means away from. For example, Sket kellosor sitror nen sopurka, him kellosor zulror nen sopurka, guihu kellosor, would mean, whether one runs towards the building or runs away from the building, one is nevertheless running. Contrast sitror nen sopurka in the direction of the building with aps sit nen sopurka, to the exact location of the building. One of the quirkiest parts of Dangin Nira is the use of something called reduplication. That's a fancy way of saying you say a word twice to change its meaning. Note this example in English. Do you like him or like him? In Dangin Nira, reduplication is used to denote a collection of items. To reduplicate a noun, take off the grammatical ending, then pop it in front of the same noun. For example, if we take fisra, tree, we remove the a, giving us fisr, and then we pop that in front of another fisra, giving us fisr fisra. This means a collection of trees, or a forest. We can reduplicate ada, book, to get adada, library. A disgustingly long example would be selfascudokra, a police squadron. A more reasonable example would be spanspana, a flock of birds. So, in review, you learned about the 5 remaining correlative prefixes: wed, some, vu, any, glo, every, deg, no, and stro, another. You learned about the preposition ispi, you learned about Sitror and Zulror, and you learned about using reduplication to make collection words. Review this short list of new words, then proceed to the next video.